All right, before I burn any more daylight on this wonderful day of being quarantined, let's film this video. So I've been wanting to make this video for a while, almost like a year, and I didn't, mainly because I was lazy and was focusing on other things that were not bringing me passion into my life, like having a job. With all the craziness going on with the quarantine, it kind of made me think about revisiting this topic about my time at college, going from community college to university. So overall, I would say my time at UC Berkeley was, I would say, good, but good is not like the best descriptor. I would say transformative is probably a better word, only because there was so much I had to learn when I first came out here to the Bay Area. But generally speaking, I had a hard time academically. Like if you don't, I don't want to talk to you. And yes, I'm holding my mic, by the way, because it's just easier. Leave me alone. So anyway, so let me talk about my time at community college first. So I went to Allen Hancock College, and it's a moderately sized community college in Southern California. And my time there, it was solid, like so good. And so while I was there, my grades were really good, and I was interactive with my teachers and other students. And I don't know, it's just like community feels like, you know, the people that you're going to go to school with, and you know, I don't know, I just had a good time. So when I went to community college, it's not like a lot of people knew me. I was homeschooled like all through my life. I didn't go to community college to be liked. I mean, did I need to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoyed being liked. I had to be liked, but wasn't like my compulsive need to be praised. But in any case, I felt like my presence was known in the classroom, and I feel like that really helped me of finding my voice in academia in terms of like asking questions, trying to engage with others, and just really trying to get a deeper understanding of the material that I was learning about at the time. The only thing I would say that was the caveat, or like the thing that was underpinning my community college experience, was that I took my grades so seriously because I labeled myself as the academic of my family. And I'm not saying that my brothers weren't smart, but my brothers, they had friends, they were good at sports, they went outside. And for me, it was really hard to engage with others that were like my age or of similar interest. And, you know, God bless my mom, you know, my parents, like they did a lot to make sure that I was social, you know, so like doing co-ops and blah, 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 just all kinds of stuff, you know, and they did a really good job. For me, it was easy to be by myself. And so with that, I just kind of took on academics as a way to kind of define myself. It was kind of like the interesting part about me was the fact that I loved school so much, and I still do, but at the time was more of a crutch than anything else. Taking that into consideration, that was the kind of person I was by the time it came to Cal. I didn't realize how much I didn't trust myself at the time I came to Berkeley, and I think that was really one of the harder life lessons. And so as you can see, that might present some issues in terms of like, I'm from a small town to really, you know, a big city that's close to a very, very big city. And then just the liberal culture of the Bay Area is so different from where I'm from. So I'm going to talk about my experience in a couple of different facets. One, the classes themselves, the student culture, the political climate, and like the overall, just like the general feeling that you get being in the area. So basically, if you haven't heard, Berkeley is like the number one, I don't care what anyone says, the number one public university in the entire world, okay? Or at least it was at the time when I graduated. And so it's like that because its academia is rigorous. Like, I couldn't find an easy class if there was one. I mean, there was obviously some guidance by like the school counselors and the department counselors, but even there's really no way to prepare somebody for how hard Berkeley is unless you like sit in on some of the classes, if that's even possible. Berkeley classes, Berkeley academia is like on another level, and there's not much preparing you can do. at least not that I'm aware of anyway, to like be ready for what is a Berkeley education. Yeah, that was really hard. That was a big jump, a very big jump. And one thing I will commend my community college teacher for, my political science teacher, she had a previous student of hers that got into Berkeley come into her classes and tell us about, basically talking about his Berkeley experience to us, and just trying to give us like the lowdown of like, you know, there's like a lot of reading, it's hard, blah blah blah, but you can do it, like that kind of stuff. And so that was part of like the only honest like lowdown I've ever got about Berkeley, is that there's a lot of reading, which is true, especially if you're in humanities. So much reading, but like all things you put your mind to, you can do it. But oh my gosh, like my first semester almost was my last, because it was just so hard for me to overcome the academic jump between community college and Berkeley. In terms of like student body and culture, like it's kind of what you expect from if you only heard about it through the TV kind of situation. But at the same time, it's kind of a mixed bag as well. So we definitely have like ultra libs, like that's not a big secret. But people think that's the only kind of people that are here. And that is definitely not true. You have all kinds of people here. You have the ultra conservatives, you have the frat boys, you have the strats, you have the, like I said, the ultra libs, like you have everybody here. And then we have a giant international student population, and that really kind of throws a lot of more things in the mix. So like when you come on campus, like it doesn't feel like you're being inundated by, you know, liberal this, liberal that. Like, I don't know, that's just not the case. Like, I don't know who you're talking to, I don't know who your friends are, but if you come here, you're gonna find people that think like you, whether you're conservative or not. So like, take it for what it is. I guess the one thing that I found annoying during my time here in terms of like the collective student body or the culture was the sense of humor. There's this famous Facebook page that you could be a part of if you went to UC Berkeley. I'm just gonna leave it there. Basically, like there's like a lot of woes to me or suicide ideation that can really affect the way how you think about yourself. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the memes are funny. I'm not trying to knock anybody for having like a good time, but there's definitely some memes that are just like, hey, like you should get some help, bro. Oh, and then that one time Martin Shkreli went live or something. It was weird. Oh, and then I guess another thing about the student culture here is that it's very competitive. What's hard is that Berkeley pushes its students to perform at a level that is like not normal and that attracts a lot of competitive people. People that like to put in long hours and things like that. So anytime you have outside of class, you're studying. Like, and for some people, or a good chunk of people, you're probably working as well. So that time that you're not working or in class, you have to study. That can really take or suck the joy out of like hanging out with people, making friends, like genuine friends, not just people that you like just study with, which is fine. Like I did that a lot, you know, not everyone that I studied with I talked to like today. So I think the competitive culture, mainly because of necessity, kind of makes it hard to feel like you're making genuine connections with people. So the political climate on campus is kind of like, yeah, you can tell it's a liberal campus. Like no one's stupid. Like if you go to Berkeley, you should know it's liberal. Like, and if you don't know, now you know. And you know, a lot of the teachers, a lot of the professors, like they make, especially during my time, like they cracked some jokes about, you know, Trump being president, blah blah blah, the orange man, Cheeto man, whatever. And like it wasn't like super inappropriate. I could see if you're like a part of the Berkeley College Republicans, campus Republicans, whatever they're called. I can see if you're a conservative or something like that, but I've heard that joke for like the 15th time today, only today, and like you got like school for the rest of your life, you know? Then like I understand that can be annoying, but it wasn't anything like, okay, write a paper about like how bad Trump is. Like it was never like, no, like you're dumb. at the end of the day, like, Berkeley encompasses a lot of political views, some very extreme on both sides, I'm not gonna lie, but I think a lot of people in the middle kind of like it averages out to where like it's not crazies everywhere. It's college kids who just care about drinking. Okay. Strike that from the record. So anyway, like, at the end of the day, people need to remember that as idealistic and sometimes crazy this school can be, with its history and its pivotal moments in research and social upheavals and all of that stuff, it still needs money. So yeah, like, let's not forget how bureaucratic the system is. Berkeley is a great place to get an education. If you're looking for anything else other than that, good luck, because it's going to be hard. But it can be done. It's just hard, and depending on your circumstances, it can be way harder. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. Some things I regret about my college experience. One of the things I wish I had done better was immersing myself into my classes more. I mean, I enjoyed most of the reading and some of the homework, believe it or not. I just wish I like went deeper into the things that I was learning, just to really enhance that experience. Because really I was like low-key like surviving, just surviving. And so if I barely finished a reading on time, that was a victory for me, you know. So, but I wish I just had kind of prioritized my time differently in order to achieve a deeper understanding of the things that I was learning. I didn't travel a lot during my college time, and thankfully I've been able to live out here, you know, after my time at Berkeley. But I was a transfer student, so I was only at Berkeley for 2 years. So imagine in the 2 years, like, I only went to San Francisco like twice, I think. So imagine in the 2 years that I was here, I didn't go anywhere else. I didn't do much else, like, outside the city of Berkeley, you know? Imagine I had to go home, like, right after graduation. So I also regret not being honest with myself in terms of my major. Not that I wouldn't have majored in political science, because it's still one of my favorite subjects to this day. But I wish I also, like, delved into my other interests, like history, legal studies, philosophy, like possibly like a minor or a double major or something. But, you know, with 2 years, it's kind of hard to plan that out unless you have already known that, you know. So I also regret comparing my college experience to others. I think this was something that was really hard for me to overcome. Like I said before, Berkeley attracts literal workaholics, but that just wasn't me. I was like the type B that slipped into the system and like got in and got out. At the time, I felt like the only way to relate to others was by talking about, like, either it was like one of the two things, either how hard I had it, like all the things that I had to do, all the things that I had to read, all the papers that I had to write, or downplaying all of the things that I had to do or how I was feeling because someone else, you know, especially someone that was in STEM, which pretty much all of my friends were at the time, like all STEM majors. I was like the one humanities major out of like all of my friends, which is a lot to deal with. So for me, what was kind of the effect was that I wasn't being honest about the things that I was going through at the time. And there was this like, and there was a season in my life when I was at community, or when I was here, that it was really, really hard. Just, we had some personal things happen in our family life and I was not handling it at all. But because I wasn't handling it well, like, eventually others picked up on it, but I didn't pick up on it until like they told me. It was hard for me to organize my thoughts and be as productive as a, you know, a college student and as a friend. So be honest with your experience, no matter where you are in your life. All right, now the fun part. Overall, I guess some tips that I have, like, from my experience, is that enjoy the learning process, which sounds so cliche and whatever, but it's true. Like, if you don't like learning, you're never gonna love school. You're never gonna love ascertaining new knowledge and seeing how it applies to your life. So really just try to enjoy the learning process, see how it benefits you as a person, the way how you deal with people, the way how you deal with things in your own life, the way how you deal with, you know, thinking about the future. Anyway, so enjoy the learning process and ask yourself, are you truly satisfied with what you're studying? It's not going to be fun all the time. It certainly wasn't for me. And it certainly wasn't for anyone else that I knew. But if you're truly miserable studying the things that you're learning, you are going to be miserable after you get that diploma. Like, trust me, like there is no sense being unhappy with what you're doing now, because you're going to be unhappy with it later. Learn about what you like that isn't just academia. So like sports, hobbies, I don't know, music, singing, art, whatever. Like, learn to do things that help you de-stress as a human being, because learning that skill while you're in college will just help you while you're looking for a job, while you're working, while you're trying to get that promotion. You feel like you have a renewed sense of self. Also, have fun. Like, I was the type of person to say I was too busy with school, and the fact of the matter was, yes, I kind of was, but also at the same time, I knew there's like pockets of at least hours, if not days, especially on the weekends, when I was not doing anything. And in that time, I wish I kind of utilized it to hang out with, people that I liked, or worked on my hobbies, or, whatever. So if you have time to like chill out, just chill out, like have fun. Also, trust yourself. Be humble enough to ask for help, whether it's staff, teachers, people that you trust. Because you never know who's going to show up for you in your time of need. You can't get help if you don't ask for it. So ask for help and be thankful, like as much as you can. Like, I don't know, if you were afforded opportunities that wouldn't have happened otherwise, be thankful for at least that. Be thankful that you have a chance to do something that will help you, hopefully in your future, and maybe your family's future, or your friends, or your society, your community. And this is just me being a Leo, but I have to say this. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. This is your future. This is your time. It's not anyone else's. I don't care what your mom says. I don't care what your dad says. I don't care what your friends say. I don't care what your professors say. If someone doesn't believe in you, that's tragic, because you should believe in you first and foremost. And that's all really that should matter. Now, do we love family support? Do we love friend support? Do we love teacher and staff support? Yes, of course. But when times get tough and people turn on you, or people try to make you out to be something that you're not, cut them out. Like, I don't know what to say. You, at the end of the day, should know what you want, and you, at the end of the day, are going to do the things to get there. And that's it. That's the tea on that. Okay. Learn about yourself, and that will make things so much easier for you. I promise you. I really do. So anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching my video. And if there's anything you'd like me to follow up on, or maybe topics I didn't cover in this video about my community college experience, or my upper level college experience, aka Berkeley, just let me know. And either I will answer your question in the comments, or I'll actually make another video, like a part 2 or something. So anyways, until then, like, subscribe, comment, and go Bears. For everyone that's stuck on Zoom, God bless.